In this video, I want to talk about how you can start investing in small plants now, and especially if you plan to be moving in the future. Say you have a small suburban lot, but you don't have a real place to grow a farm or to grow a nursery. How you can invest in small plants, place them around your yard, and then hopefully propagate and take with you in the future. That way you don't have to do all your investment as soon as you get the property. You can invest a little bit over time, and then once you actually have the property, you can go on and take these plants with you. So in my own personal situation, I live in my parents' house. Haven't had, the way that life's going, I haven't had the opportunity to buy a property yet, and I don't want to waste the ability to save by living in an apartment and having to pay, $800 to $1,200 a month in rent. So I live with my parents, help them take care of the place and do different things around the house. But along the way, I have been stockpiling some inventory of plants. And so, whenever I do have the potential to get a property, which could be in the near future, hopefully, I will have a stockpile of plants to take with me. Cuttings, digging plants up, things of that nature, to where I will be able to have a good jump start on the nursery. I want to show you a couple of these plants that I'm talking about. For instance, is this hazelnut. I've got a couple hazelnuts planted around the property, and eventually these will produce nuts, and I will be able to take the nuts and propagate them on into the future. So this is one plant here, and if we'll walk down the way a little bit, we've got these heavy laden elderberries, which is a cultivar of something that I got from Edible Acres. So I'll be able to take those with me, either cuttings or berries. This here gooseberry. This is black velvet. Propagated it many times around the yard, so that would be something I could take with me as well. Strawberries and their runners, mint plants. So for those of you that have been around for a while, I know I'm working on getting a permaculture nursery started up, edible plant nursery, focused on mainly native plants. So I'm really intrigued by the way that the native people to this continent would eat and forage from their forests and continue to manage and propagate along the way, and how, if society ever took a downturn, how that would be able to happen again. In order to do so, we have to go about planting a lot of things, because a lot of them have been removed to make pasture or develop housing subdivisions. And so a lot of these plants around the yard are native or native analogs for things that were traditionally grown here throughout the centuries. One such thing would be these Jerusalem artichokes, also known as sunroot, sunchoke, all of the above. Fartichoke, some people call them fartichokes because the high level of inulin gives some people gas. But these are just edible tubers, perennial sunflowers that expand rapidly. I want to make that well aware, expand rapidly. So if you say don't want them to encroach from where you're planting them, don't plant them where you want in that location. But I feel like this would be a good like famine type of food if need be. If, say, the grocery stores were ever out of whack, we would have at least some Jerusalem artichokes to work in with potatoes when we can get them. This right here is a service berry. Eventually it will produce berries, and I will be able to take some berries along the way with me. This is an everbearing mulberry. Hope to take cuttings off of that in the future. If you can, all these beautiful echinaceas, those are great pollinator food. They attract different butterflies and small bees. Behind them, I don't know if you probably can't see very well, is a gooseberry, another gooseberry that I'll be able to take with me. This is a very, very productive aronia. I believe that might be a Viking cutting. But yeah, different things like that along the yard. There's some catnip down here. I'd be able to take some catnip, some more strawberries. So here's the catnip, the strawberries, some more aronia, some more aronia. This right here, this lighter green guy is a haskap. Have plenty of them dotted along the yard. Another serviceberry baby. Elderberries in pots that aren't looking so great. They need a new home ASAP, but just is what it is right now. So investing in these plants now allows me to do it little by little instead of in one lump sum. I will be able to take virtually all the plants that I have here with me. And so what originally gave me the idea was I read a Johnny Appleseed book, and it talked about how he didn't necessarily own all the land that he propagated on, but he would make deals with the farmers that did own the land, because there was a rule back in the day when ever people were settling that they had to have X number of fruit trees on their property, of apples, peaches, pears, I believe. And so Johnny would come through, set up his nursery along, like floodplain areas, and he would make deals with the people that owned the land that he would give them free trees if they fulfilled orders. And so he used land that wasn't owned by him or wasn't in his control, and would use that to propagate his nurseries. So that gave me the idea to stockpile plants around my parents' yard, give away free plants to people that I know that are interested in agriculture or are interested in tree crops. And so I've been divvying out some plants. I've also been putting a lot around the yard in hopes that one day in the future, God would make a way for me to have a farm. And it's looking like that might be possible here in the near future. So yeah, I'll have all these plants to take with me. I appreciate you all stopping by. If you've made it this far into the video, like and subscribe. See you all next time. Peace out, produce people.